longest Jake to go over a kit that was sent to me along with an order I made from Foamdemic some time ago, and this is for the X Shot Recoil. Now this is meant to be a very easy to install kit to help get more performance out of it while adding some cosmetic changes to the nice little X Shot Recoil, also known as the Kickback. This is, of course, the little pistol that has the recoil feature that you can click the trigger and it makes the slide move back and forth with every shot. Now, it's supposed to be very easy to install. I'm going to basically leave it as it is, although I do have a spring that I will add at a later date, along with when I custom paint this, because I love these little pistols myself. But I'm going to install it as it is, with one notable change. Now, there is a barrel replacer. This is more of a sleeve. It's 3D printed, and it does have a dart stop built into it to get rid of the air restrictor, because the air restrictor is actually part of the barrel itself. This is the stock barrel, and yes, you could easily just punch that out, but as it is, as you can see, that goes quite a bit into the plunger tube. Even when it's put in place, it goes into the plunger tube. So the plunger head is normally hollow inside. Well, I've done the simple process of cleaning out and filling it with hot glue. It's a very simple procedure, but it does actually get rid of the dead space and provides a pretty good little buffer so that you have very little dead space when the plunger tube is closed, as in the plunger head coming all the way forward, and when we do put on the spacer here, that will allow for the most efficient possible. Now they put claims of 130 feet per second on the stock spring. So I will not replace the spring for this video. That'll be later. And again, I do have a spring out of a new generation Busby Panther. I've already tried it. This will slip in. That's a very nice little single shot pistol for cheap as well. But we'll install this kit here live on video. Only things I've done is I already had the blaster apart, and I've already glued these little ammo holders onto the slide. They literally just go where the X Shot sticker is, and I did just glue them on for now. This is temporary. I want to be able to pop them back off, so I put 2 dabs of glue so they'll hold in place. I would definitely use maybe some low profile screws, like pre-drill a couple of small holes and use some very flat typed head screws to put in place to secure this a little better. Or, just put a ton of super glue or epoxy on the back of this. But right now I just put 2 dots to hold it in place so you can see what it looks like. But there's also one more cosmetic piece here, which if you were to replace this little 2 dart holder that has a small rail, they did make a little insert that goes right here, and it is just as simple as that. The shell will hold it in place once you screw the shell back together. So that's something to keep in mind, and it does come with a muzzle piece as well as the barrel replacer and a brass barrel insert that you would slide into here. And again, you can epoxy that in place and then put your Barrett style muzzle on. There is maybe a little need of sanding of this and repaint it, because this one here that I have has a little bit of rough edges, but it just slips. It looks like it's a slip fit. Put it on. There we are, and that'll be ready to install. Now, since they make their claims with the stock spring, all we're going to do is assemble that, place this in, and again, X Shot's quite nice. It has it's going to be hard to see with the transparent blue plastic, up arrow. So when you're reassembling this, make sure that goes up. And the internals of this are actually very, very nice. Very simple. And yeah, I'll have to go grab that. I didn't think it'd stay in place while I did this. But now I'll have to hold that in place. It goes this way here. It's actually printed to match the contour of the shell. So I'll have to hold this and put this half back on. Now I'll button this back up and we'll come back and I will do some chronograph tests, and we'll see if we actually do get the 130 feet per second that they claim. Okay, here we are after a short break for me to reassemble the upgraded Kickback and or recoil, depending on which packaging you buy it from. But we've got our modded one, we have our stock one. We'll do a couple of shots with X Shot's own darts out of the stock one to give us a baseline. Got 86.2. Remember, X Shot darts do fire at higher velocity. 86.2. 86.3. Remember, and this one is also they are a nice little pistol to start out with. And bad dart, 49.4. So we got 86 typically. Now we're going to do a couple of men guns. 78.3. $79, and we'll do one last one here. 76. So high 70s with men guns, and mid 80s with X Shot. And now, remember, this is still with the stock spring. So I'll fire this. I'm actually thinking I need to push that on further. There we go. Okay, let me refire that. Because I am thinking that's hitting. What I'm talking about is, of course, this muzzle. It seems to be hitting. Yeah, I'm not wrong on that. There's actually even printing shavings in there I got to clean up. So keep that in mind. Might be some touch-up needed on your end, it looks like. Very tight-fitting X Shot. There we go. 86.7. 92.3. 88. Let's try the men guns. The X Shot darts didn't seem to like the 17/32 brass. Men guns are going all the way in. 80.7. 86. And 81.5. So not the increase, but now this does have the ability to fire half lengths. And they make a claim of 130 feet per second, up to. So we're going to fire the half lengths and see. Actually, 79.1. Let's try again. 85.9. Now this is not modified in any way, shape, or form outside of the kit, plus removing the dead space by filling in the plunger head. 86.2. 82. 95.6. 95.2. Okay, so not getting anywhere near the claim. It so far is kind of neat, but let me pause the video and come back in just a second. Okay, coming back after trying a few mods to see if I can get more performance. I've ended up settling with dead space removal in the plunger head and improving the seal and lubricating the plunger tube and O-ring with worker lubricant. I've not been able to get much better performance, but I will do some fresh darts straight out of the package here and do it live again, just like with the first example. 85.7. Now off camera my best was about 105, so I wanted to do this live though. That didn't read. Now the claim is 130 feet per second with half-length darts on stock spring, and no mods required. It's supposed to be a drop-in kit. Now I'm still just getting mid-80s. That one actually went down to 82. 84.8. I'm not actually getting any better performance versus stock is the problem. So in the end, this should have been sold as a cosmetics kit. When I get a higher number, I'll let you know. I'm just going to keep going. That one was only 75.8. 85. So far I haven't actually seen a performance increase at all. I did try doubling up the springs, and I was able to get it up to about 100 to 105. Now I went back to the stock spring in the intermission here, and that's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be on the stock spring. I've already improved the seal. I'll get 86.3. So we've gained a very small jump. And a lot of that may be due to the fact I'm firing half-length darts. So let's dig out some more full lengths. Well, not a mega, of course. There is a brand new X Shot. I'm actually going to thread that in. So let's get that X Shot out and see. Ooh, I think that got stuck on the muzzle. So let's try that again. Yeah, I'm not getting any better performance versus stock. I'm going to try a men gun here. I am having to thread it into the brass, as is normal. Nope. No better. See, it's just not any better than stock, is the thing. And I'm getting, mid 80s to 90s with half lengths. Now, and that's the problem, is that if I have to double up the spring, there's a 94.3. Okay, we got a decent one there. Let's see if I can replicate that. Nope, went down to 78.6. Nope, 73.8. Just so you know, I am calling out the correct number. I'm doing this because I don't want to bash a product, but I do want to give a fair trial and show you honest results. And there's an 89.4. So we're able to get it up to the 90-95 range on the stock spring. Unfortunately, that's nowhere near the product's claim of 130 feet per second as noted on their Etsy listing. I can't recommend it because of that. I can't ever honestly stand behind a product that has a claim that it doesn't meet. Now, if they just sold this as a cosmetics kit, 100% I could give it the thumbs up approval as a cosmetics kit for $15, because you could probably look at this and say, I like the look of that. It converts this into this, and yeah, Whiskers Shop Cat's back here sneezing, but it converts a very neat, unique pistol into something even neater. I mean, you could take a look at that, and they do offer lots of different colors. So if you like what you see cosmetic wise, then go for it. I would note this. One thing that I actually wish that had happened was that this rail edition didn't delete the 2-dart ammo storage here. Kind of like that. I wish that it was, they reprinted this design, but with a rail on it here. It'd be, you're not losing your 2 darts of storage, you're gaining a rail. That'd make it even more viable in my eyes. But they need to sell this as a cosmetics only kit, because I can't give it an approval because of their 130 feet per second claim on stock spring. Now, I'm sure if I slap in a 7 or 8 kilogram strong arm spring, or if that's what fits this, there's 86. I'm just not getting anywhere near. That's almost 50 feet per second less than what the claim is. It's 44 to be exact. That's 44 feet per second less than the claim. Our high that I've shown you on camera was 95. That's verifiable, documented. So even at 95, you're still looking at 35 feet per second behind. So I can't recommend the kit because of that. Sell it as a cosmetics only kit? No problems. But as a cosmetics and performance upgrade, it doesn't meet the criteria that they say it does. So I can't give it the approval. But if you like the way it looks, it is only $15. And that's more going to be for your own, your own eyes will tell you whether you like that, because it does actually look quite nice going from this to this for $15. And it does come with brass and a nice, there is a nice amount of stuff here for $15. So I'm not going to knock it on the looks, because it looks good, lots of color choices, and it's probably worthwhile for the cosmetic side. I just wish they would kind of edit their listing to disregard that claim, because you're only going to gain 5 or 10 feet per second at best. If they said it's a cosmetic kit that provides a small increase in performance, then I would give it a thumbs up. As is, I can't. So, not to be too harsh on Foamdemic, but I'm going to be honest. I can't honestly stand behind something that doesn't match what it claims. And this claims up to 130 feet per second. And that's a little misleading to somebody who's just going to buy this to drop in a X Shot kickback or recoil, expecting that. Because, I've even put more work in it to try to get more out of it. And the best I can do is, off camera I got 105, on camera I got 95. So, take that as you will. If you like it, I will put the link in the description below, but I can't stand behind it as it's not meeting the performance that it states that you will get. So, it's Mongoose Jake saying, thanks for watching if you stayed all the way to the end. And again, there will be a link to where you can get this if you want it for the cosmetics purposes, but know that it will not meet what it says performance-wise. But it is a neat looking kit. And that's basically what I would have to say about it in my honest, humble opinion. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this.